Hey, good evening, JB here. It's a Sunday video. Yes, it is. I'm excited you're with me. And we're going to talk a little bit tonight about mediocrity. You know, you ever been in a place where you just feel like you've settled in? Maybe you settled for a relationship, or you've settled for your goals, or you've settled for your career. And, you know, you're constantly just telling yourself, hey, it's okay. I could have this, but I got this. Be happy with what you have, you know? And I've been there. I mean, I remember when I used to go to my corporate job and, you know, I'd run the division of the company. I'd sit in the chair and start off with my gratitude, going, be grateful for what you got. Be grateful that you got this job. And I was just really selling myself on the mediocrity that was in my life. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to settle, okay? We've got to start to break free of that. And that's what we're going to talk about this week on Morning Coach. And in order to do that, we need to surround ourselves with the right people. You know, I was doing a coach scope on Periscope last week, and I was talking about the king. You know, if you think about the king as this big guy who just is eating the big turkey leg, rah, you know, and that king has just settled, and that's why he's getting huge, and he doesn't move. He doesn't need to do anything anymore. He's a king of the kingdom. And there's an issue with that, right? I mean, it's like, is that the way you really want to live? Or do you want to hit your goals and do you want to move forward? The king has everybody telling him exactly what he wants to hear. Nobody's pushing him. Nobody's holding him accountable for what he's supposed to do. And you know what? The king always ends in a horrible demise, right? I mean, most kings do in the fantasy world. And it's same with us. When we settle in, we just kind of go through life and go through the motions. And you know, you're a great being. You're a spiritual being, and it's time to move past that. Just going through the motions to moving forward to breaking away from mediocrity. So what we're going to do this week is we've got a few things. We're going to talk about mediocrity on Monday, and we're going to start it. And then on Tuesday, let me check my list. We're going to talk about, you know, how to hold yourself to a higher version of yourself and getting around people that are going to hold you to a higher version. So you want people that are going to hold you to a 10, not a 1. But most people don't want you to be successful. It's true. They just kind of want you to be less successful than them. They don't want you to be really successful. But you need people around you that are going to hold you to the highest version of yourself, that are going to help you be accountable. And that's what we're going to talk about on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about the truth about belief. Because at the end of the day, the reason that we settle is that we don't believe in ourselves, that we have this greatness and this ability to do amazing things, which you do. And so you got to make sure you're around the right people. But I'm going to go into that metaphysically and talk about why it's so important that we start building this belief together. Okay, it's very important. And so you don't want to miss Wednesday. It's really important that if you've got any value issues, and you know what, we all do. So I'm going to help you with that. Thursdays, normally our book study, but we're going to break away. I'm going to talk about the truth about work. I'm really passionate about this because I want you to understand the idea that there is some work involved. And you know, when we go to build our life, it's okay to appreciate that work and to embrace it. And many of us, the truth is why we're not hitting our goals is we kind of get lazy. And I hate to put that out there, but it's true. I mean, I'm working on my Spanish, and there's many times the football game's on, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch a football game and not study Spanish. Who's that on, right? I'm looking in the mirror. So we've got to get through that idea. And then Friday, our Prosperity and Abundance Day, we're going to talk about settling financially. When you settle financially and you're just okay with what you're making, and some ways to really start making more money. Morning Coach is really about you. It's about our community. That's what this is about. And it's about us helping each other. And this week, more than any other, I want to talk about that community and holding each other to a higher standard. Because it's very easy to settle. You know, I'm the type that's a rah-rah guy, and I'll let people give me their excuses, and I'll say it's going to be okay. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to be around and say, you know what, it's not going to be okay. Let's get up, let's make this thing happen, and let's build a better life. That's truly what it's about, and that's the type of people I want to be around, and that's why I started Morning Coach, because I was tired of being around the other people that wanted me to fail. And I don't know if you've got those around you. Probably do. I still have some family members. But it is what it is. My friends who I can choose, I make sure I choose friends that are going to push me forward, that are going to hold me to a higher standard. My family, hey, we all got that crazy uncle, right? That just never wants you to be successful. But we've got to focus in on this community of positivity and really working to help each other. That's what it's about. So we don't want to be the king. We don't want to be a gluttonous king that just settles into life and just lets life pass by. We want to be somebody that embraces this and says, you know what, I'm going to do the best that I can. That's the key, okay? And that's what we're going to do this week. Just a quick note, we had Lifestyle Design Summit. I apologize I haven't done a Sunday video in a while because I had to do that event. It went amazing. And we've got our next one coming up in February, so make your plans for that. It's the last weekend in February. I believe it's the 26th and 27th or 27th and 28th. It's a Friday, Saturday. It's going to be amazing. And it's at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center again, and we're going to have the show hotel at the Hilton right on the 17th, right next to the ocean. So there's no better place to be in February than Fort Lauderdale. And so you can come down and spend some time with us. So let's see you there. But this week's going to be huge at Morning Coach. I'm excited about this week. Let's focus on breaking through mediocrity together. It's time. You know, we're coming into November. It's our gratitude month. Let's appreciate each other. Let's build that community, and let's hold each other accountable to the highest level. Not just to a 3 or 4, but to a 10, because it's about the belief and it's about us supporting each other. That's what it's about. Okay, I'll see you at morningcoach.com. Let's rock and roll this thing. Have a great evening, and we get started tomorrow breaking through mediocrity.